Welcome back to the Ironheart After Show here at MUSE TV. I'm Diego Carranza.
I'm Nicholas Renteria.
And thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
This episode, I thought it was pretty good. What do you think?
It was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, the first and two were pretty good and starting off slow, but this one definitely increased
Yes.
it. And it makes me want to see episode 4 and the next ones, because like, where do we go from here? Like, especially at the very end of the episode, we see a little distrust and a break apart of the gang almost, like, and also the heist fails, right?
Yeah.
It completely fails. And who's to go to blame, right? It's kind of Riri here, because now that the hood knows that it's kind of her fault, we're definitely going to see what happens next.
The thing is, I wouldn't even say almost. I would say things have kind of hit the fan.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I really like this episode because of how eventful and like how meaningful it was, but at the same time, it kind of felt like the climax of a movie, like right before the resolution. Like,
I don't know what they're going to do after.
It
makes me want to see it. The thing about this whole episode was that Riri Ironheart is suspicious still of the hood and like what kind of energy is emitting from his cape, right? Or the piece of magic that he has.
What does it do? What's the power?
Yeah, exactly. And even Natalie is saying like dude, this cape is like it's not from this world. It's like something different. And Riri doesn't seem to kind of like care about it, but then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna put my hands on this and like make sure I understand what's going on here, because what kind of business is he involved in,
Yeah, and I think she kind of knows from the beginning it's illegal. It is illegal. It's shady business. It's ethically skeptical. Kind of points out when he says, I have my reasons. But here we start to see a bit of pushback from her, which, partially, she was motivated to do by her friend AI, Natalie. And we're kind of seeing like internal conflict. This is really internal, even though there's the different issues like the threat of death and the facility kind of closing in on them. But the real plot line of this episode, season 1, episode 3, is that they're facing internal struggles. The group is kind of, Riri especially, is turning on these people. Joe is changing, and we find out Joe is not even really who he says he is.
Yeah.
He's not Joe.
Yeah, we find out that Joe is literally the son of what's his name?
Obadiah Stane.
Yeah, and which is crazy because that's also another parallel to Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's
and
direct
Iron
continuation from the Iron Man movies.
Exactly. So like now we have like a connection right here. So now that he's kind of connected to Stark Industries a little bit, right? Yeah. There might be like after this show, there might be something.
Yeah, it's
right?
I think it's a pretty bold move by Marvel to be adding in this character and kind of continuing the lore.
Yeah.
From Iron Man movies after so long, because throwing in Ezekiel as a character now. Ezekiel, aka not Joe, and son of Obadiah Stane, I suppose. That's crazy because the last Iron Man, the last thing we've ever seen of Iron Man was like almost in 2019. So like getting to kind of like bring it back right now in present day is pretty cool in my opinion. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a major plot point in the series. The fact that we have another child of a villain right here, and then Riri as opposed is very inspired by the arch nemesis of said villain during one movie. He's son of Obadiah Stane. She's inspiring to be like Tony Stark, and that's gonna cause issues somewhere down the line, I feel.
Exactly. So let's talk about the kind of like the breaking part of the group, because we do know that the Hood's right-hand man warns him before going into the heist that like, hey dude, if you go into this heist, there's a good chance it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And he still continues on with it, and he's like, dude, what happened? I thought we were close, like like
it's in what that just trust me.
Yeah, and then he's just like, no, we're gonna continue it. It's gonna work, and then it ends up not working. And also, he's also suffering from this magic of the cape, and he's having his friend, his right hand man, tattoo his back to cover it up, and that's also like he doesn't agree with what he's doing, and this is also creating that downhill part.
There was never really much of a relationship to begin with.
Yeah.
It was very clear, Riri made it clear that she was just doing this because she felt she had to make her suit get the resources she needed. So I think we could kind of tell this wasn't going to last.
Yeah, it definitely was not going to last.
But I did not expect things to escalate this quickly.
Yeah, it immediately goes from 0 to 100 in this episode because, Riri, she turns her concerns on her suit to like, what is the Hood doing with his cape, right? Mm-hmm. So she goes to her friend Ezekiel or Joe, what his name is, and
Ezekiel, yeah.
Then she gets a laser, right? And she uses it to take a little piece of his cape here, and later on he finds out the end of the episode, the Hood, that it was her fault for having his friend, his right hand man, to die, right? And that's where it rises,
Yeah, it's just, you can kind of see that this is already eating up at her. She already has obviously trauma from losing family and friend, but there's even it almost looks like survivor's guilt in a way that you kind of see in her, and now it's now there's a whole new dimension added to it. So
at the very end of the episode, she's in a panic attack, right?
Yeah.
And her AI or Natalie is trying to calm her down, and it's she's just completely lost. She knows that she's in trouble pretty much, and maybe the whole gang is gonna probably stay alongside the Hood, and she's gonna have to do something to protect herself. We don't know yet, but it's definitely looking this way, where Riri, that was once using money to just kind of improve her suit, now she's gonna use her suit to fight for the better, to fight for good,
Yeah,
to put a stop to the Hood.
Ezekiel, he's already experienced the change of now he's standing up for himself.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit of that father's blood in him. He took it very far, very fast. Now he's a little bit more manipulative than you would have ever expected from when we've initially seen him, our first impression of him. Mm-hmm. And he's got big plans now. He putting stuff in his arm. He's plotting things. He's taking advantage whenever he can.
He's making blueprints of new things, just a bunch of what's called tech that he wants to make, nails that don't break, just stuff like that. And he's taking initiative now because after Riri did tell him don't let people walk all over you, we immediately see a huge change in episode 3 that he's immediately taking charge, not letting Riri tell him no. Just trying to
negotiate
more, and that's pretty cool because we also see that Riri does have an influence on people. You know?
And as far as twist villains and stuff go, I don't think Ezekiel is secretly this big psychopath like his father. He's still clearly different, but he's still clearly got some kind of thing up his sleeve, and I don't know what that's gonna be. I mean, after that episode, even the Hood's right hand man, I guess he's out of the picture now.
He's no longer there.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's going to impact the group. We don't really know how long they've been in this group, really. So it's kind of there might be, connections to him, right? So people are probably going to be heartbroken from this, especially since it was an incident right after. Not even the whole gang knows that he's probably gone yet. So it's not gonna turn out too good for Riri here.
Yeah, so much is happening just this episode alone.
Yeah.
Failed heists, all the violence, all the turning on each other, all the development we see, the twist we see with Ezekiel and his father. Now it's just, where do we go from here?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to see. But we also do get to know what they did show us some hints off from the other episodes from before, but we definitely know from this episode that of Riri's background, what happened to her.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And she ends up going to like the garage, and I mean, when is like kind of goes through that scenario again of like her father and friend like dying. So
yeah, and yeah, it just all goes to show you there's so many skeletons still in the closet, but even though so much has happened, but I mean that's just, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how she works through it.
I think that's basically all we have to say.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Ironheart After Show, and if you like it, highly recommend liking and subscribing this video and to MUSE TV and MUSE TV X.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.